Now for your total body activation. You reach your arms out to the side. You straighten one leg as you bend the other. And you're taking a nice twist to get that elbow reaching for the knee. We're going to be doing this for about 1 minute. If you can feel your whole body completely activating, that is our goal here. You want to feel your spine long. You want to feel your core. Feel your waist as you twist your elbow to your knee. And work to keep your spine really long. Work to keep your back straight even though you're bending over. And then try to stay as even on each side as possible as you reach your arms out while you stand and twist and feel that energy distributing evenly on the bottoms of your feet. And then work on incorporating your breath with your movement. Inhaling for one, exhaling for the other. Now, bend forward into a flat back. Continuing our warm-up for another minute. Keep your knees tractioning forward. Keep reaching your arms by your side. And feel your inner thighs starting to stretch a little bit deeper as you keep your hips a little bit lower now. Shifting your weight side to side. Reaching your arms straight along the line of the shoulders, and keeping that energy out through the top of your head and out through your tailbone. And then pulling your navel into your spine and activating your core. This is really the opportunity for you to protect your back by bracing your abdominals around your spine. And feel what you have to do that. Now let's get to work. Grab your body bar, or if you don't have one at home, you can use a chair. Just make sure that you stand about arm's length away from that chair. Take that body bar about arm's length away from you. Now, make sure you're lifted up in that inside foot. When I say inside, that means the leg or the foot or the hand that's closest to the chair. Take the outside leg. Stretch it out back behind you. Use your glutes. And then take that outside arm in front of you for balance. It's the glutes that keep that leg up. Now let's work on those hamstrings a little bit. Bending your knees and straightening them out. We're going to be doing this for about 30 seconds. Keep your leg up as high as you can while you activate your glutes. This is where that challenge is, where you raise that leg and isolate that leg without changing the shape of your spine. Keep reaching out through that heel. Keep that knee up as high as you possibly can, and try to keep your body still. It's challenging to just keep your body still, but work very hard at it if you can. And really reach and activate those hamstrings. Now for the next 30 seconds, we're going to keep that leg straight and pulse it straight up to the ceiling of the sky. Use that outside hand for balance. And then trace that imaginary line of energy from your fingertips going into your shoulders, into your waist, in through your tush, and reaching out to that heel behind you. At this point, it's probably a little bit more work to work on that balance on that standing leg. So you have to work really hard and imagine you're anchoring down into the ground as you're pulsing that free leg back behind you. Continuing to breathe with your movement and see if you can keep that leg as high as you did with that first rep. That's where that challenge is. That's where the work is to maintain that integrity of that line from your fingertips to your heel. Now let's bring the leg down, bring that arm out to the side. We're bringing that leg forward, but keeping the integrity of that straight spine and keeping that integrity of that straight leg that's standing and supporting. Turn the knee out. So you use your glutes again to turn that knee out. And of course, your glutes are working very hard in that standing leg to stabilize it. Now flatten that space between your hip points and brace your abdominals. The arm is raised up overhead. And you're just taking little pulses again for another 30 seconds here, lifting the leg up towards the ceiling or the sky. Keep your abdominals bracing and stay lifted out of that standing leg. Keep breathing into this movement. Challenge the stability of your spine and of your stance by pulsing that knee up towards the sky or the ceiling. And maintaining that poise as you keep your shoulders away from your ears, maintaining the length in your neck, continuing the breadth of your movement. The next exercise, we sweep our leg out to the side, just in front of the hip. Now keep it straight. We went from the bent leg to a straight leg now. And now we're having a little bit more of a dynamic motion by sweeping the leg out to the side, but keeping that stability of the spine and keeping that standing leg nice and straight. Brush it out and pull it in. Feel the work that you have to do to maintain that straight back, that straight spine, and keep your abdominals in tight. You're almost there. Again, it's another 30 seconds of this type of work. Draw your shoulders away from your ears. Keep bracing your abdominals. Hold on to it nice and tight. You're almost done. Keep breathing. Kick that leg up as best as you can without changing anything else. Just isolating those hip flexors as you brush that leg out to the side. Flatten that stomach. Let's switch sides. Again, arms length away from the bar or that chair. That outside hand is out in front of you to keep that balance, and then that outside leg stretches back, reaches back behind you. Now use your glutes. The glutes are technically the strongest muscle group of the body, and these exercises are really working very hard to condition the three main gluteal muscles. The glute medius turns in the out. The glute maximus extends the hip. That means brings that leg back. So imagine engaging those muscle groups to turn the leg out, leave the knee pointing out to the side, and then keeping that leg lifted. Pull your abdominals in and stay lifted out of that standing leg. Keep bracing, keep breathing, and keep the integrity of your straight spine. Pull your abdominals in, feel that energy from your fingertips in through your arms, into your shoulders, into your back and your waist, and keep reaching out with your heel. Can you keep that leg up as high as you did with that first rep? Can you keep using your glutes to keep that leg up? Again, 30 seconds of this work before we switch. Now, keep the legs straight. Keep that energy reaching out through your heel. Feel that long line. And again, pulse up 30 seconds here. Feel that opposition. That arm is forward to help you and to remind you about that oppositional force. Keep pulling your abdominals in and keep reaching your heel out. That standing leg is working really hard. It probably burns at this point, which is fine. That's what you want. You came here to work, so we're going to get a little bit of work done just in 30 minutes. Keep reaching your arm out. Keep pulsing that leg up high. And maintain the integrity of your work. And change the dynamic by pulsing it a little bit faster for 30 seconds. Feel your hamstrings. feel your back working to support you. And activating the back of the legs. Hang in there, you're almost done. Let's brush that leg forward and bend the knee. You want to see the inside of your ankle and point your toe now. So feel the difference between when your foot was flexed and now your foot is pointed. Now you have that long line from your toes to your knees. And then you get that little bend. And now just pulse that leg up straight from your hip flexor. Work very hard to keep that standing leg really straight. Keep your rib cage closed. So that means you're not letting your back sway. It's tempting to let your back sway as that knee pulses up. So just keep your abdominals bracing around your spine. And then use those muscles in the shoulder that's outside to keep your arms down. Pull them down. Pull those arms down away from the ears and keep your neck long. Everything's meeting in the middle. Your abdominals are working. Now, let's challenge that core stability again and do an active recovery by sweeping that leg out to the side. Brush it out to the side and keep the integrity of that standing leg. Keep driving and anchoring that leg down into the ground. It's an active recovery to stretch the hip flexors that we just worked. And it's also working the standing leg again, working on the stability. Your glutes and your hamstrings are working really hard in that standing leg to stabilize that hip. So as we brush that leg out to the side for 30 seconds, the hip muscles are working to stabilize in that standing leg. And of course, your abdominals are bracing to keep your back straight. You're almost there. Hang in there. If you can, get that leg up as high as you did that first time, that'd be great. Maximize your workout, maximize your time. Now let's work on some upper body. Keep that spine nice and long. Extend your arms. Keep them straight. Flex your hands. Imagine there were 2 walls on either side of you. So you can activate those muscles. You want to imagine you're pushing those walls out and work on your own muscle to create the resistance for yourself here. The work is really trying to keep your arms right at the same height and trying to not let them drop down. You'll be doing this for about 30 seconds slow. As you figure out which muscles extend and bend. Are your triceps straightened? It means they extend your arms. And then the biceps bend the arms. That means they bring the arm into flexion. 30 seconds slow as you straighten your arms out. If you want a little bit more, you can pulse them a little faster, but still maintain the integrity of your spine. Maintain that core bracing and maintain that poise. Keep your neck long, keep your back straight, and drive your abdominals in and feel the length in your legs. Feel the length of your arm span. Keep your wrists bent and feel how that translates all the way into your arms. So as we change the rhythm of this work, you feel that you have to work a little harder to keep your back straight. You work a little harder to keep your abdominals bracing. And then, of course, you have to work a little harder to keep those arms as high as you did when you started. As you push through those imaginary walls, you're activating your muscles in your own manner. Now, cross one hand over the other. We're you do is bend your elbows and then sweep your arms out to the side. Reach them up towards the ceiling. Create a nice V shape with your straight arms. Now, keep your ribs closed. So try not to let your back sway. And really brace your abdominals as you take your arms through these two different positions. The hands are flat. The palms are facing the body. And then as the arms come up, the palms face away. The elbows go straight up towards the sky. Maybe one side might be a little bit more flexible than the other. That's okay. We're here to work on that. We're here to work on the balance. So get your elbows up as high as you possibly can without moving your shoulders. And then straighten your arms as you sweep them out to the side, working through every single muscle group. Bending and straightening, working those triceps and working those biceps. Now, instead of crossing the arm over, you're just bringing the arms at equal distance in front of you. Good job. Your thumbs are pointing towards one another. Your abdominals are bracing. And try not to move your back. It's going to be tempting for you to sway your upper body forward and back. But the work is really bracing your abdominals and keeping your back straight. And then just isolating the upper body, just like we did with the lower body earlier in the segment. So work very hard to brace your abdominals. Work very hard to keep your posture as you bend and straighten and raise those arms up to the side. It's called a lateral shoulder extension and flexion. Now, point your elbows in front of you, directly in front of those shoulders, and then have the palms facing you. Keep your rib cage closed, and then isolate those biceps. Isolate those shoulders. Pull the shoulder blades away from each other behind you, and see if you can actually get a little bit of expansiveness into your back by breathing into your upper back. Imagine your breath coming in and up into your upper body as you just pulse those elbows up to the ceiling and to the sky. A little faster now. Keep breathing. Again, maintain the integrity of the shape of the arm at a 90-degree angle as best as you can, and just isolate those shoulder muscles to push those arms up towards the sky or the ceiling. You continue the engagement of your biceps as those arms are in a 90-degree angle, and keep everything active. Now, alternate stretching and extending one arm. Again, continuing to work on your biceps and your triceps, and feel the full range of your muscles as you bend and straighten each arm. Again, you're going to be doing this in about a minute. Keep your elbows at shoulder height. At this point, it's probably tempting to let them come down, but the work is to maintain them just as high as you did when you started the segment. Keep your rib cage closed, keep your back straight, and keep your lines long and lean. Point your elbows forward and breathe. Hang in there, you're almost there. Whole body working from bottoms of the feet up and through your legs and through your core. Now bring the arms down. Let's work on the back of those arms now, a little bit more concentrated here. Pitch forward. You want to keep your chest up, pull your abdominals in, and then you're leaning into the shape a little bit so that you can activate your glutes and train your glutes to support you. The arms are creating a little circle in their shoulder sockets. But the idea here is to keep your arms as straight as possible and keep your fingertips stretched out and keep your palms really flat. Let's go the other direction. And of course, keep your neck long. This exercise is so great for those of us who spend so much time in our cars and on our computers, rounded over and hunched over. So we're not only just working on our triceps here, we're actually working on reclaiming that nice straight spine and that great posture by conditioning the upper back and stretching out the front of the shoulders in front of the chest. Keep your arms up if you can. Now we're going to be pulsing up 30 seconds here, just straight up. Lift up and then squeeze your thumbs together. Lift your arms up, squeeze your thumbs together. Squeeze your back muscles. So you're going through two motions here, right? The arms go straight up towards the ceiling of the sky, and then the thumbs pulse together. You're working very hard to keep your triceps really straight. Imagine you're holding on to something really delicate, because right now it's probably tempting to drop your arms, but try not to. You're holding on to something really delicate, so you have to hang in there. So lift your arms up and then pulse those thumbs together. Spread your fingertips and feel that shoulder going into the back. You're almost there. Breathing, hang in there. Maintain the integrity of the spine by keeping your abdominals bracing. Remember those long lean lines. Remember those long sinewy muscles you want. This is going to get you those results. Now, let's bend and straighten your arms into tricep extension. It means you're just straightening your arms, using those triceps to push back. Since we don't have any weights, you really want to think about engaging your muscles and creating resistance for yourself. That means feeling every single muscle fiber and feeling what they do here for your arms. This is a great opportunity to find out and get to know our bodies a little bit better and feel what muscles work. So when you're coming up from a laying down position, you want to be able to push yourself up by engaging these muscles as you straighten your arms out. Hang in there. We want strong arms. We want long, lean arms. They're not only going to look good, but they're only going to feel good, and we're going to feel really supported. Imagine squeezing your arms into your side. There you get to work a little bit more of the upper back. Now we're going to raise your arms up right in front of you. Stay in that bent position with the legs. Legs are probably burning right now, but that's okay because we're almost done. You're almost done with your workout. Stretch your arms up towards the ceiling or the sky, but keep your ribs closed. And use your lat muscles, or a really very long group of muscles along your back that secure your arms down into your whole torso. So activate those lats, activate that back to pull your elbows back, and then keep your lats active as the arms go forward. Bring your shoulder into a flexion as you reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Keep your core tight and try to get those arms straight up in front of you if you can. While you change the shape of your arms, you're challenging the stability of your core, and then you're really working on the shoulder area, keeping the health of that shoulder area, shoulder girdle. Now, we work on some muscles called the serratus and all the other muscles that secure the scapula down the back. Arms are out extended to the side like a V. And you're isolating each shoulder blade by pulling the shoulder blade into the ribs. There are these muscles that are shaped like a hand that secure the shoulders into those ribs. We want to identify those muscles as we pull the arms into the body. And of course, there are the other muscles behind you, the rhomboids and the traps, right along that upper back. And you feel all these muscles activating. We're really working to not only strengthen and stretch these muscles, but we're really hydrating them. That's what exercise is when you hydrate your muscles and reclaim the fluidity of everything. And of course, we're working on balancing your joints out. The fingertips are spread. You're squeezing your back muscles, but you keep your rib cage closed. You want to be able to feel your shoulders. You want to be able to feel that shoulder blade. It's shaped like a triangle, right? And you want to be able to feel that shoulder blade going down into your back. We walk around so much with the shoulders shrugged in our ears from so much stress. So the more we can find those muscles that pull the shoulders down away from the ears, the more we can get those muscles to help us by relieving our tension in our neck and our shoulders. Serratus. Now, palms are flat, and we're just straightening and bending the wrists. Use those serratus muscles to keep your arms out. Use those serratus muscles to keep your shoulders down. And then use your biceps and your triceps to keep your arms out and straight. These are our finishing motions as we take our wrists through extension and flexion. Feel that stretch and feel how that stretch translates from your wrists all the way into your shoulder girdle. And feel how your fingertips spread actually help you identify these motions as you push. It's called the flexion and extension of your wrist. Can you keep your arms up? We're hanging in there. You're only going to be doing that for about 30 seconds. That was really great. Give yourself a nice little stretch. One arm comes up, the elbow is pointing up towards the ceiling of the sky. Keep your ribs closed. The other hand holds on to that elbow, and then you take a bend to the side, stretching your side out and stretching those arms and that shoulder girdle out. Continue to brace your core. Switch sides. Take the other elbow pointed up towards the ceiling. Bend it, and then hold on to it with the other hand. Keep your core bracing, keep your hips square, keep your neck long, and just bend to the side. It's important to cool down, just as important as a warm-up. Your muscles need to learn how to recover. Let's give ourselves a little stretch. Bend your knees and then clasp your hands behind your back. Fold over your legs and let your head fall heavy like it was an apple from a tree. Squeeze your back muscles. Keep your arms straight and feel that stretch in the front of your chest and the top of your shoulders. Let's take that a couple more times. Bend forward. Get a little bend in your knees to give your hamstrings a little break here. And slowly feel that articulation of your spine as you roll up. Last one. Rounding over and stretching the top of your shoulders, feeling your neck nice and long. Slowly rolling up through your spine, keeping your shoulders away from your ears. Feel accomplished. Feel stretched. Feel long and lean.